Living on a ranch in the middle of nowhere has its perks: quiet mornings, wide open skies, and no meddling neighbors. At least, that's how it used to be before a new HOA popped up a few miles down the road. Their leader? None other than Karen, the queen of entitlement herself. At first, the HOA didn't bother me. They stuck to their fancy little subdivision, and I stuck to my ranch. But soon, Karen started sniffing around my property, making snide remarks about how my land was unkept and how my equipment was an eyesore. I shrugged it off until one day, something went missing. I woke up early to check my cattle and noticed my 1,000-gallon water tank was gone. This wasn't some small piece of gear you could just toss in the back of a pickup. It was huge, heavy, and vital for my ranch's water system. Furious, I checked my trail cams, and there she was, Karen herself, leading a group of HOA members as they loaded my tank onto a flatbed trailer in the dead of night. She even had the nerve to pose next to it like it was some kind of prize. I was about to call the sheriff when something occurred to me. That particular tank hadn't been used for clean water in over a year. I'd repurposed it as part of my septic system while I waited for a new treatment tank to arrive. In other words, it wasn't full of water, it was filled to the brim with raw sewage. I sat back in my chair and smiled. Sure enough, later that day, I saw a caravan of HOA trucks driving past with my tank strapped down. They were so proud of themselves, thinking they'd stolen a valuable piece of equipment from me. About an hour later, the calls started coming in. Apparently, Karen had arranged a big HOA event and planned to use my fresh water for their community gardens and decorative fountains. But as soon as they popped the lid, a wave of stench hit them, so hard people started gagging and running for cover. The sewage poured out everywhere, on their lawn, in their fancy flower beds, even all over Karen's expensive designer shoes. When the sheriff finally arrived, I showed him the camera footage and my proof of ownership. Karen and her cronies were forced to clean up the mess and pay me for the stolen tank. From that day on, they never so much as set foot near my property again. If you enjoyed this wild HOA takedown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable revenge stories.